Hey there, welcome to Between Books. We're Tori and Sal. This podcast is a place to share our thoughts, theories, and just chat about our favourite books. We're here for a bit of banter and a bit of fun and just to feed our bookish brains. There will be swearing and there will be smart talk. So if that is your vibe, then stick around.
Welcome back, everyone. This feels weird recording.
It's like a vocal stim for me.
Yes, I know. But like it's a little bit weird recording because we have not been sat here on this cozy little couch for quite some time.
It has been a minute.
Has been a very long minute, which is very fitting for today's episode, which is going to be about a bit of a reading rut and a bit of a life update, but also how we're feeling at the moment with reading, how to kind of get out of a rut with your reading and how to reignite like your spark for reading if you're feeling a little bit lost in that sort of era. But it has been a minute since we've been sitting here recording. So I'm keen to finally be back and recording some stuff.
Yeah. It's been, I think, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Which feels like a long time. Like in life, 5 weeks goes so fast.
I know.
But in podcast life, it feels like ages since you've been on the mic and doing it again.
Literally, yeah.
But I've just felt so distant from like my whole world of reading, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, did you want to start us off, I guess, with what your current vibe is with reading, how you're feeling, bit of a life update? Just
Yeah. Well, I feel like life just kind of fucking did a full 180. First of all, I ran the retreat. So I ran a retreat in Byron Bay and that was...
that feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime
on the calendar, but that was 4 or 5 weeks ago, right? And that week, like essentially we were leaving on Wednesday to go up to Byron Bay. And so Monday, Tuesday was like full on, hands on getting everything packed and ready to go and prepared because we had to leave at like 5 a.m. on Wednesday and seeing some like final clients and stuff like that. So that, and then being like rocking up Wednesday, I was with the girl I was running the retreat with and another girl. So I was like, we were on and we went out to dinner and all that kind of stuff. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was just retreat and there was no time for reading.
Oh my God, of course.
When you're like,
you're running the retreat as well. You're not just attending it, you're running it.
Yeah. So like any free time between activities was us preparing for the next activity and was just full on, and then the event like every day kind of went later into the evening too. So by the time I got to bed, I was cooked. Of course. I was doing morning meditations at 5 a.m. Well, no, 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But like
so
I was
5.
I was up preparing. So no reading that week.
Yeah.
Then on the drive home, like we had some pretty tragic news in my family. We spent a week at a hospital.
Yeah.
I was not like,
no,
we were not
like,
reading.
let me quickly read my book.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like I took my book, which I think everyone in the reading space, even to the retreat and stuff, it's like you take your book as this like comfort thing that you're going to have time to read.
But it is a comfort thing. Yeah. I do the same thing. I take my Kindle with me everywhere. Like not lately, but usually like for anything like that, I take my Kindle with me.
Yeah. Because it's just like, well, if I get a moment, and if it calls to me, then what if I don't have it? And then I'll be like, fuck, I wish I could read right now.
Yeah.
Or just like disassociate, So had it with me, but not one interest in reading whilst going through that week.
For sure.
And then the next week was also void with some other shit that happened, and life just kept coming. Hey, and I think when that happens, like both in you literally don't have space to read at all because you're so busy, but then also stuff happens in your life and you're just super stressed and on a different kind of plane of reality. It's like reading just feels like a silly thing to do.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really, like even just, I haven't had the mental capacity with how many fucking curveballs life has been throwing. I don't have the mental capacity to enter war in a book. You know what I mean?
So true.
Like that
so
sounds
true.
really intense.
And you're reading like big. You were in the middle of reading like chunky, thick storyline, plot, like everything.
Yeah. So there's just kind of been, and there's been like the occasion I look at the book and I open it and I read like a few words. I'm like, just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing feels like it's going in.
Yeah. You've had a very chaotic like last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah. And like kind of things like smaller things on the side that, well, not smaller things, like just dealing with a few extra hiccups along the way outside of big events that have happened. And it's just been a big clusterfuck of shit.
Yeah.
So at the moment, like I have started getting back into it because I'm halfway through Crescent City number 2.
Yeah.
Flame and Shadow, I think it is. And that, like, I'm getting back into it slowly, and I do love the storyline.
Yeah.
But it is a thick story, and I kind of had to go back, and we'll talk about this when we get into like breaking free from a reading rut or whatever, but kind of had to realign myself with the story, watch a couple TikToks, like even watch like a little YouTube video that was like, okay, where am I at? Those are the
best.
Yeah, where am I at? What am I doing? And getting back into it. But it is about finding when you haven't put reading as a priority, making it a priority again.
Yeah.
But then it also feels like a bit of a chore to make reading a priority. It's like I should be called to it. I should want to do it.
Yes. I had that listed down in like how to recognize a reading rut and stuff like that. Cause you and I have spoken about that before, about where it becomes, and I think I spoke about this in our last episode as well, where we did like a bit of a check-in, where it was starting to become like a bit of a chore for me. And I wasn't really getting that same enjoyment out of it that I have gotten previously. But yeah, we'll talk about that when we kind of go into recognizing a rut, and then maybe what to do or what we've done to come out of it. But
what about you, life update, and what's triggered your because you've been in a bit of a reading rut too.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like I've been in a reading rut for ages. I would say like months. I feel like I've not been like really, I've been reading, but again, it's kind of felt like a bit of a chore probably since like we went on our Europe trip, and then again, like all that shit happened with my nan and our holiday and stuff like that. I feel like going on the holiday, I brought my Kindle and I downloaded all these books and stuff, and I did get a little bit of reading done like on the trains and stuff, but not as much as maybe I thought I would prior to going. And then again, coming back, all of that shit happened in a bit of a daze for like a month, didn't really read much at all. And then I've just kind of, been in that same rut since then. But then I would say over the last maybe like 4 to 6 weeks, I've just felt really down about reading and just like haven't really read much. Life's been really busy. We've had a wedding last week, which Joey and I were kind of like in the bridal party for. So I've been in like hen planning mode. I've been in, wedding, all the stuff that comes with like going to a wedding of someone, as you know, someone that you're close to. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do all the things. And so life's just felt like busy. And then with all the stuff surrounding us that's happened, energies just felt off. You know what I mean? Like, especially because we're such a, very close and close friends and all that sort of stuff. When something happens to one person, it's like, just the energy of the whole thing is kind of off in life at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean about like when you're going through stuff like books, like where they are an escape from like my normal stresses of life, like work and stuff like that. When life is heavy, they feel a bit silly. Yeah. And it shouldn't, but they feel silly and heavy. Yeah. I'm like, there's always a problem or something crazy going on in a book. Like books are interesting because they're fucking chaotic, right? And like there's war or there's, fucking enemies or there's heaps of whatever. And it's like, it's kind of putting yourself into a different world when this world already feels kind of weird and like, I'm already at war.
I don't need to read about that too. Yeah. And what you said about the mental capacity too, like especially because of the books that you like that we read, especially if it's more of like a fantasy where you've got a lot of world building, character built, like Crescent City, for example. It's very hard to get yourself into that mind, like out of the mindset of like of your real life and everything that's going on chaotically, and then put yourself into that and give space for that as well. I find that's what I've been struggling with up until like maybe last week. I was really struggling to like turn on my Kindle and then I'd start reading and I'd be like, oh God, I'm just not taking in any of these words. It's going in one ear and out the other. Like I couldn't tell you what happened in last. My memory's shit when it comes to reading, but I was reading sentences and I was like, I'm not remembering any of this. Like I'm just not absorbing any of it because my brain was just like, I don't want to be doing this.
Yeah. So where are you at now in terms of, I guess, are you feeling like you're on I
am.
It's changing and turning around?
Yes, I am. So I'm currently reading The Shadow Bride, which is book 2 of The Scarlet Veil, which I really liked. It's a vampire romantasy. I really loved book 1. I won't talk too much about how I'm finding book 2 because maybe we'll do a review or something on that. But I deleted TikTok 2 weeks ago because, and I guess this kind of goes into like how to reignite reading, at least for me personally, but social media can be a very big distraction, I think, for a lot of people. And I don't have Instagram, and I haven't had Instagram since early 2023. So going on like 3 years, I haven't had Instagram. And I am fine with not having Instagram, but then sometimes I get very caught up in TikTok with having, and I think everybody does, right? Fucking TikTok's so bad sometimes.
I finish a chapter in a book and I pick up my phone and start scrolling TikTok. I'm like, whoa, what happened there?
Yeah. How did I get
Read
here?
the next chapter, finish it, and get TikTok open again. Like, wow.
TikTok is just because it's so much, it's all short form content that we're consuming. And so I get stuck really bad in TikTok, like doom scrolling, especially because I don't have anything else. Like I don't have Instagram or anything. I just have TikTok. And so anyway, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was noticing, wasn't reading, was just doom scrolling for hours. Like if I had on a Saturday, a couple hours free just on TikTok. Could be reading, could be doing anything else, but I'd pick up my phone and I'd be on TikTok. And I physically feel ill when I am just scrolling for hours and then I come off of my phone. It's like, it's like just something is like going on in my brain where I'm just like, ew, I'm not feeling good right now because I've just consumed and absorbed everyone else's content and not my own.
Yeah, you essentially deplete your dopamine.
Yes.
Like that's, it's kind of like doing MDMA where you use up all the dopamine in your brain. Your brain's like making it because that's what every video does. And then you do that for an hour or more and you come out and your brain's like, I've got nothing to work with, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm not loving this. And then so I deleted TikTok like 2 weeks ago. And then the last 2 weeks I have found that I have been reading every day. I've only been doing like a chapter or two max every day, which is a very big difference from what I'm used to previously where I'd read 10 chapters in a night. I've only been doing like a chapter or two, but I have been reading every single day. I started reading on the train because I was going into the city 3 times a week for work. That's 2 hours of travel on the train. And I would just doom scroll on TikTok, just shit, head glued to my phone. Haven't been doing that. Been reading the entire time because I haven't had TikTok. I haven't had anything on my phone to, what am I going to do? Scroll on Messenger? Like what the fuck? What am I going to do? Like Google Chrome. Like I've got nothing to do.
Message every friend at like 6 a.m. Hey.
Yeah, literally. So I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling good with reading again. And feel like I'm getting back into it, and not having TikTok has helped like drastically with that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I feel like I'm emerging from the fog a little bit as well, but I feel like that's everything in my life right now. Like there was a 4-week strong hiatus from reality. Yeah. That was like nothing real could actually take my attention.
For sure.
No work, no fucking nothing. So it's like that's been a haze in itself. Yeah. And then it's been slowly dipping my toe back into taking clients, doing work, and now getting back into reading. And then I have another trivia night in 2 weeks as well.
Oh,
so that's nice because the last trivia, like Mr. Watkins reached out to me and said like, oh, you're good to do trivia this month. And I said, I literally can't. And so it was fine. They did a Happy Gilmore trivia. I was like,
you're like, I would have been able to help with that.
This would have been so much better if it was book trivia. But cool for them anyways.
For sure.
But it probably was good for everyone to take a bit of a break anyways. Like we've done 3 months worth of one night book trivia a month. So yeah, I've got book trivia in 2 weeks, and that means like I'm doing a full romanticy, like ultimate romanticy kind of thing, where it's going to be, because we've just done like Fourth Wing, ACOTAR,
certain series,
and Throne of Glass. So it's been SJM and Fourth Wing, right, which is like classic romanticy, fanfic. But, or not fanfic, but you know what I mean. Or fandom. Either way. Yeah. Like I
get what you mean.
Yeah. And so Crescent City is on the list, but I really want to finish that first before I do the trivia. So I was like, well, it'd kind of be good to do ultimate romanticy, where it's like picking from everywhere. Yeah. So anyways, I've got my book trivia lined up in 2 weeks and started reading back in Crescent City. I'm into the story again. had another fucking smut chapter on the car audiobook the other day, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was coming either. Like I had no idea.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, like the chapter, like I got in the car, mind you, this is 5 a.m.
Too much, too early. Too much, too early.
Yeah, I ended up turning it off halfway because I was like, I can't commit to this right now.
No, that's way too early for that first thing you're consuming.
And it's also funny when you've got a woman reading out a male like voice for a smut scene.
Yes.
Like she's going like, fuck Bryce.
Yeah, but
like,
did you know on Spotify, because you're reading it on Spotify? What are you reading it on?
No, Audible.
Audible, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but can't you pay to get a version where a man and a woman reads it?
Yeah, there's like there's a dramatized version.
Yeah.
And then I think there are like different ones with different actors and stuff
I've
like that as
seen
well.
that.
So
yeah.
I haven't tried one like that. And she does a good job. This reader's really good.
Yeah.
But it is just funny.
It's always funny.
The smut scenes are extra funny when you've got a female voice.
doing a man's voice.
Yeah, doing a man's voice.
Especially when you have such a vision in your mind of what he sounds like and looks like, and it's, very burly and very manly and all that. And then it's like then it's a woman, which you can tell it's a woman, but obviously she's doing her best.
Yeah. It's crazy. These voice actors, they do like fucking, 20 different characters and they all sound different.
Yeah.
Like they do a good job.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we're both coming out of the fog, which is nice.
Yes, 100%.
And I think this episode is really fitting for that because like we've been in a rut and then now like we can kind of go, talk about what it is, why it's in there, what it's been like, and then how we kind of do want to, right?
Yeah.
Like how we want to help ourselves get out of it.
Yeah. So. I think as well, the one thing that I've struggled with thinking about this is like, how am I going to be in a reading rut when I have a reading podcast?
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to not read because like, I'm just not vibing lately? And then I'm fucking doing a whole podcast on reading.
Yeah.
And Joey actually said that to me, not in that way, but he was like, "How
better fucking read, bitch. You're a traitor. You're a liar.
Pick up that fucking book.
You're a cheat."
No, he was kind of like, you're doing a podcast on a specific thing, right? Like it's not just us getting, I mean, we do have a couple of episodes like this where we just chat shit, but he's like, you're doing something specific to reading. So all of your podcast episodes are going to be about reading. What happens when you don't read? And I was like, don't ask me that question. I don't like feeling attacked.
But you know what? It's all a part of the journey. Like I think that for a reading community, like you have the people that are like, when I read 6 books and then my friends read like 60 or whatever. Yeah. And then there's the people that have got those little eyeglasses that they're like,
that
read.
That look down.
And it's like, how do you read so many books? Like I'm putting in the work,
Yeah.
But there's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And just because like someone reads 60 books a year and someone reads 6 doesn't mean that books are any less impactful or something that they love.
True.
Books have had like these romanticy books. I was actually talking to like Tyson from my work the other day about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like the impact that they've had in giving me an extra space in life to escape and stories that fill my soul, and extra creativity. Like I fucking do things differently. I dress differently. I've gone out and I've fucking started trivia. Like there's so much that I've got from it.
Yeah.
So just because we have reading ruts and there's times that we read less than others doesn't mean that you're not a reader, and that you're not valid enough to speak on a topic that you love.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's something that I have to keep telling myself because I have thought about before, like in 2023 and 2024, I did read so many books and I went so hard in the paint with it. And then this year has just been completely different. But my year, as we just said ourselves, my year this year has been completely different. This has been for me, for you, for a lot of us, this has been like probably the hardest year that I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's also been beautiful. Like it's been great. Holidays, engaged. Like there's so many beautiful things, but it's also been the hardest year of my life. And that is going to translate to work. It's going to translate to this. It's going to translate to the ability to like have the capacity to read, all that sort of stuff. So I was doing a bit of reflection on that. And especially while doing these episodes, I was doing some reflecting on it. And yeah, what you said is 100%. And I've got to remember to not be so hard on myself about that. Just because I'm not reading as much as I used to doesn't mean that I don't love books the same and I'm not still like, I'm not still immersed in that world. It just means just taking a little bit of a break right now. I'm just winding it back right now.
Yeah. Because essentially they're different worlds entirely.
Yeah.
And when your world needs more attention,
100%.
like it is what it is.
100%.
One day we'll be 65 retired and we'll have 65 books a year for 65
We'll
years
have
on Earth.
so much time
And
to
we'll record
read.
5 podcasts a week.
Oh, wouldn't that be fucking great? Okay, so I think I did put some quick little like bullet points down on reigniting reading and things that we could potentially do.
Yeah.
We've covered off some of them, but I think let's just kind of power through some of the dot points in there. First one is switching genres. So if you're finding that you're in a bit of a rut, maybe it's just that specific genre. I know that I've kind of hopped on it before, but sometimes all the romantasy books kind of just sound the same. They aren't the same, right? They're pretty much the same thing.
I got in a rut with Spark of the Everflame, but that was a combination of it not being great, but then also being done with fantasy.
So switch genres. If you think, oh, I'm in a bit of a reading rut, I haven't been able to move past this book for a long time, I've been stuck on it for a couple of weeks, you might just be genuinely over reading the same fucking romantasy books if you've read 30 in a row. Try something different. Like, I don't know what that looks like for you personally, but for me, it's dark romance. I always say that I go between a romance book, like a romantasy book, and a dark romance book. Sometimes I'll chuck in something really dark romance, really heavy. Like, so switch it up a bit. Try a different genre, something shorter, something lighter, or something really different. Did you want to go with the next one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the third one because I really like this one.
Yes.
Change your reading space. A fresh environment can make a big difference. So I think for me, I've when I'm really reading, like this afternoon, got nothing on, right? And I'm like, I would get my book and from like 2 till 4 p.m. Like I'm like, yes, I've got an afternoon where I've got a few hours I can make a reading, but I would make a reading.
Make a read.
I would grab my book and I would come to like literally this couch or like the lounge room. Or outside, like so many different areas that was like, I'd just cuddle up and get a hot chocolate or whatever and like read. But I've just been confining myself to the before bed, in bed chapter, like when I'm already kind of like running out of time before going to sleep. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if I'm in this rut and I need to realign myself with the story that I'm currently in, because I'm like committed to just staying with Crescent City right now. I'm like, I need to have that time. And that means I need to change the environment because I keep just doing the before bed thing, like before sleep, and it just doesn't work
that's
as
a good
much
point.
as like it doesn't like have as much freedom, right? So
I get what you mean.
And dedicating it where I'm like, this is reading time. I'm going to get my blanket and my spot and make it like a thing, you know?
Yeah, I started doing that with the train. Like, although it's not fucking cozy, like the train's not very cozy.
But still, it's the space.
Yeah, I've been saying like, no, okay, don't have much time in the like at night before I go to bed. Because same thing, I've been confined to work all day, quickly come home, shower, dinner, wind down. Okay, quick, I've got 30 minutes in bed. I'll quickly read something. And I'm doing that. But now with the 2 hours travel, I'm like, I've literally got an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon on the train. Perfect time to read. Perfect time to pick up my Kindle and fucking read, which is what I've been doing. So I've been finding a different space to get the reading in. And then when I don't read at night before bed sometimes, because I'm just fucking exhausted, I'm like, perfect. At least I read for 2 hours earlier today though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So different environment is huge. If you can get a cozy environment, great. But maybe you've just got to fucking put your big girl pants on and just read on the train like I did.
Well, if you're scrolling TikTok anyway, it's like, fuck.
It was so funny because I was looking around the other day. I was reading my Kindle and I just like looked up and I have my headphones in at the same time so that like it's not as noisy. And I was just like looking around and every single person, there was about 20 people on this carriage. Every single one of them was like this. Scrolling. And I'm like, I am not saying I'm better than that because I do the same thing. But I was like, wow, it is a universal thing that we all literally have our fucking heads stuck in our phone. Every single one of them, older, younger, there was not one person in that carriage that was not on their phone. Every single one. And I was like, oh my God, we're all going to have broken fucking necks. We're all going to need to go to like fucking physio to fix our humps.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like evolution's going to happen and we're all going to be like,
yeah. I was like, oh, this is kind of making me sad. Like I really sat there for a second, was like, why is this making me sad that we're all just stuck on our phones? What else are you supposed to be like, you know, I was like, I don't know, just stare outside the fucking train or something. But like, anyway, yeah, that was a bit of a weird moment that I had. And I did kind of feel superior because I wasn't on my phone. I was reading my Kindle. So I was like, can't relate to you guys. Okay, the other one that we've got is rereading an old favorite. So I personally haven't done this. We've been saying this for freaking ages. I want to reread Akatar. I want to reread Throne of Glass. I want to reread it all. I don't have time. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do it till I retire and I'm 60. But if you are someone that can reread an old favorite and you don't have a long list of books on your TBR, reread something that you fucking loved. That could be something that could spark that get you out of that reading rut. Next one for you.
What one do I like? Oh, the setting a tiny goal. So for me, like one chapter a day or 10 minutes before bed. For me, the other day, I set a 20-minute timer.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to read for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, it went so fast.
Yeah.
Like I remembered how like quickly time can just disappear because I said it and then like it just went off and I was like, no fucking way, that's been 20 minutes. And I reset it again and I read another 20 minutes. So I was like, I got 40 minutes. And then that's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But just having a timer that was like, because I don't know, there's something about the human brain that like kind of likes things segmented and like, you know, even though it's your enjoyment time, but it's like if you know that you're especially getting out of a rut, it's kind of like, okay, like I haven't really been feeling reading lately, but I want to read, right? That's kind of a rut where you're like, I know how much I love reading and I want to do that thing, but I just like am not finding that joy in it anymore and I don't know why kind of thing. And it's like, but I want to. Yeah. So that's essentially the rut is you still want to do the thing, but you're just like finding it really hard to do that. So it's like setting that kind of going like, okay, well, I am going to just dip my toe in it, but I'm going to set myself a timer so I know I don't like it's a small amount. And if I just do that, then that's good. Yeah. You know, and you might find that again, like as I did, then I'm like, okay. Again, like I can do that again. And now I'm in. Yeah. But it's like doing anything, start an assignment for uni or like whatever it is. It's like just starting it and then falling into the flow. Yeah. Like,
100%. Yeah. I really liked that one as well because that's what I like I said, to kind of dip my toe back in at first. Part of me, I was like, I'll just read a chapter before bed, just a chapter before we go to sleep. And then eventually now it's progressed to on the train as well. But big fan of that one. And then I guess the last one for this is kind of what we've already spoken about, but lowering the pressure and not putting so much pressure on yourself or forcing it. So just kind of taking it easy, doing what feels natural and just being okay with the fact that you're not always going to be reading freaking 5 books a month. That's like life. It would be great if life was like that and you had so much time and nothing ever went wrong and all of that, but that's not reality. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Otherwise, it does feel like a bit of a chore and like you're forcing it and then all the enjoyment just gets sucked out of it.
Yeah. Especially for us, like even starting our podcast and doing all of this, like we always said, we never want to make books work or a chore, you know, and that's an important thing because it has changed my life because it's been the escape from the fucking hustle and the bustle and all the kind of stuff. And it's like, I never want to lose that enjoyment and go, fuck, I've got to read because I've got to keep up with a certain quota that I've set for myself and like this and that. Like you want to find passion, like enjoy and just time and release from it, not fucking 100%. Stress. So 100%. I think that's really, really important as well.
Yeah.
Which out of those do you think has helped you the most?
I think the tiny goal, because like I said, that's the one thing that I started out with, like not last week, but the week before. I was like just one chapter before bed and then I kind of stuck with that. And then I've progressed to reading on the train now as well, which has been really good. Also, the other thing for me though is deleting TikTok. That has been the biggest thing. Not having TikTok has been the biggest reason because I'm like, well, what else am I going to do for an hour on the train in the morning and an hour on the train in the afternoon? I'm going to have to stare out the window like a sad, music playing and like you just stare out there like in the car. I'm going to have to just stare out the window like that or I can fucking read my book that I've got. Yeah. So limiting the distractions like TikTok, social media, if you have Instagram, whatever it is, that has been the biggest thing. And then just dedicating very small amount of time and being like, you are reading for this. You better just fucking put your pants on and read because I'm allocating that time. Yeah. Those have been my 2 biggest things.
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah. I think the goal for sure, setting a tiny goal and also lowering the pressure.
Yeah.
Like once I'm stop going like, yeah, you got to like, what are you doing? You haven't been doing it. I'm like, just chill out.
Yeah.
Life is not that fucking serious.
Life's fine. Yeah.
Like wherever you can, you got to make sure that you take the pressure off because life is already fucking intense.
100%.
So I think when I do that and I go, oh, it's something that I want to enjoy. You know, there's a few different things and hobbies that I'm doing at the moment. And I'm like, rather than it being this like, you're not doing the thing that you said you were going to do. It's like, let's just fucking chill out.
Yeah.
And like set the goal at the same time. Like just do the 20 minutes, but stop thinking that you need to be fucking perfect.
Yes, 100%.
That's been really good for me. I like this question that you said. So like we're kind of just doing some recommendations for like our personal recommendations.
Yeah.
But did a specific book help us get back into reading?
Mine's no. Mine's not a specific book because I feel like I haven't, for the last couple of weeks, or last like month or two maybe, I feel like I haven't found a book that I've been really obsessed with. The book that I'm reading now is A Shadow Bride, which is like, okay, but it's just not incredible. Not loving it. And then prior to this, it was it In the Veins of the Drowning? Was that the one that I read last? And then prior to that, we read the Night and the Moth. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. Oh, sorry, no, I read The Kiss of the Basilisk. To answer the question, sorry, I've actually read books apparently. Yeah. I'm thinking about everything that I've read in the last like 2 months, and I have read a couple of books. No, I don't feel like I'm still waiting to find a book that I'm like, holy shit, get me fucking back to reading this.
Can you get me Can you get Alchemized?
That is on my list.
Get Alchemized.
That is on my deleted TikTok, it was all over my TikTok.
Yeah, people are raving about it.
But is it the same as Manacled though? Because
it is.
But haven't they removed the Harry Potter?
Yeah, so it's not Harry Potter anymore.
But is that something that makes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The book. Like I didn't love it because it was Harry Potter.
Right.
I loved it because the story was fucking insane. Like it was the darkest thing ever. There's I don't know his name. You know the fucking pretty cowboy dude that's like on Book Talk.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then he gets on there and talks about fucking books, and all the girls go,
crazy.
Oh my god, a pretty boy likes books.
Literally.
He was talking about how he got alchemized, and he was like, I was not prepared for how dark this was. Like he's like, if I kind of had any pre-knowledge, he's like, I might have been a little bit more prepared. But he's like, I was thinking, you know, like dark, like a dark romance. Like he's a dark romance
for sure.
But I think the way that she wrote it and the kind of concepts in it and the time warping and the this, and I don't know, it wasn't necessarily that Harry Potter made it.
Okay.
It's that,
Yeah, because I will say that has been climbing higher up my TBR list.
Well, I was just going to say that the book that got me out of a reading rut was Manacled.
Okay, maybe.
And Haunting Adeline. So obviously I just need some dark fucking shit.
Sally just needs some more fucking dark romance fucking smut.
Which is so random of me. But because I'm like, I've never really been
but like it's so
shows.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's just like jaw dropping, I think. I think I'm reading going, what is going on? Like,
maybe
someone can write this.
Maybe I will read that next, because the last couple of books that I've read have been fantasy and they've just not been giving me what I want. Like I'm just like, this is okay, but like I'm not loving it. But Alchemized has been creeping up my TBR list because of the hype on TikTok and stuff about it. And obviously I know you absolutely loved it. Maybe I will read that next. I am like 78% through the book that I'm reading now. So I'm hoping like within the next couple of days, I really want to finish it. But then we've got stuff on for a couple of days. But okay, don't hold me to it. But I'm like 70% that'll be my next read.
I was going to go to the shop yesterday and buy it because I definitely want it on my shelf because I can't buy Manacled. So yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like 70% on my next book, next tip, next.
But that's that like how to reignite reading. That's what I was going to say. The switching genres is a good like one as well for me, because I was like dead when I was reading Spark the Everflame, but then I read Haunting Adeline, and I was like,
Spark of the Everflame really fucked us up.
yeah, it did.
Really fucked us up.
It really did.
Okay, I guess some closing thoughts before we wrap up this episode. You didn't have anything else you wanted to add?
No.
I did see this quote that I put in here, which I was like, so true. Love this. But it was, your love for reading isn't gone. It's just resting. And that's exactly what you said before about doesn't matter if you read 60 books or 6 books, you still love books. You still love reading. You still love fantasy. You still love all that stuff. You're just not reading as many. And that doesn't matter. That's fine. That's okay. It's just pausing at the moment.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, I do really.
To me talking to him, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's just pausing. It's fine. It's just resting.
It's so true though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, but taking breaks can actually renew your love for stories. And I'm so excited. Crescent City is a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
In its own right. And so many people have said to me that in the last book, you're a bit burnt out by it.
Yes.
But for me to have smashed through the first book, loved it, but then to have had this, life fucking fuck up hiatus for 4 weeks, right as I'm like in like chapter 15 of the second book.
Yeah.
It's been even more of a slog, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I do want to just, and when I am reading and like putting the time, I'm getting through it quickly. So I'm like, I really want to enjoy Crescent City for what it is, but I'm keen to get through it.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to like the period of time that like a book completely fucking grabs me again.
Same.
So I am looking forward to that. And that is there. It's just like,
yeah. It's just resting at the moment. It's just resting at the moment. All right, cool. Well, guys, we will wrap it up there. We are super keen to be back recording. Socks is also back. If you're watching on the YouTube, she's come back for the closing thoughts. That's Sally's cat. Yeah, we are super excited to be back. We have been doing some brainstorming on some new episodes to come. We will have another episode. I'll just do a bit of a teaser for that now on Kiss of the Basilisk. That is a book that I have read, and we're going to do a bit of a review of that. Bit of a high level review. I'm also going to read some good read reviews on that episode because you're going to fucking die. Like this book, I'm so excited to go through with Sal. But we've got a lot of fun, good stuff coming up. We're excited to be back on the couch recording and feeling very positive, feeling very good overall about this little bit of a revamp.
Yeah, me too.
Coming into the end of the year as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one. That's a wrap on another episode. We'd really love to build a book community. So please head over to Between Books Podcast on TikTok and Instagram and give us a follow. If you're enjoying this pod, please give us a quick rating on Spotify or visit us on YouTube at Between Books Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.